trying to. Hello, everyone. I'm hoping test, and it says that it's given me the connection that I'm supposed to have. But as you all can tell from some of my other videos, sometimes I like pause and break up and things like that. So it was trying to say that it wasn't going to let me come on, but now it is. So welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, then I welcome you and hope that you enjoy the video and hopefully subscribe. Today I'm kind of doing like a practice run video. I'm going to try to do a few things in here showing you how I make a really easy cheese ball. Everything is already put together. I am working on some editing material on my laptop, so I may even go back with this video after this intro and maybe try to do a voiceover. Just depends, so bear with me as I try to work on some of these videos. But basically, just really quick, I wanted to show you guys it's really simple the way I make a cheese ball, as well as I was going to add one more little recipe that I make with cheese ball ingredients that you sometimes see at showers and church events, things like that, kind of like finger food type deal. So I'm gonna try to see if it will stay connected right now, because the last time that I tried to do my grocery haul, it continuously said reconnecting. So I'm gonna try to see how this works this time, and hopefully it won't do that, and I can try to show you guys a couple of things.
Because they don't see and post it.
But it's so choppy. I have no choice. Half of the time it says reconnecting, and then it just picks back up.
But I just act like to the camera that it's not doing it, because when we go to edit it and fix your videos,
But
we'll
when
show
you
your
ever
own.
do that, baby.
Well, alright.
So hopefully I can get these videos edited to where it won't be a problem and you won't have to see this. Maybe I'll even cut out this entire beginning and just go right into a voiceover, because my videos are constantly trying to break up on me, and I think it kind of seems PC when you guys are seeing them. But hopefully I will get some time to edit these with this new program that I downloaded, and maybe it will not seem that way when you guys watch them. Maybe I'll be able to cut this and add a different intro and just do a voiceover. But sorry about all of that long introduction. Let's jump right into what you're watching this for, which is the best easy DIY cheese ball. So literally this is only three ingredients: cream cheese, ham, and green onion. That's all you need. Now sometimes if you want to, you can add a little bit of salt. Because ham is already so salty, sometimes I like to try to use a new salt, which is a salt substitute that just kind of brings out some of the flavor from the onion. You can also choose to substitute your ham with chipped beef, like a type of like the deli meat that comes in the little thin packets, like the little thin slices of meat. You can use that. You can literally put in a cheese ball whatever you want in a cheese ball. But for me personally, the way that I've made mine for a couple of years now, for events at my church, for holidays, when I go to my mom's, when I go to JJ's, for the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, any event that requires finger foods or that people are going to be snacking and eating a lot. This is literally how I've made mine for years. I've not gotten any complaints. And this is kind of how my mom and grandma make theirs too now. Even though sometimes, like I said, we will substitute some of the ham for like chipped beef. And if you don't know what chipped beef is, it literally comes in like a glass jar container, and it is like little, it almost looks like little pepperonis, except it's beef. It's really thin meat. And the thing that makes that good in cheese ball, the same like substituting with ham, is because it really lets the cream cheese and the onion kind of soak into the meat, and just all kind of soak together. But ham is just really easy to find. Sometimes in certain grocery stores they don't carry chipped beef. Some more high-end grocery stores do. You can find it like on the shelves, like near spices and different things. But I do have one grocery store that carries it and one grocery store that doesn't. It is a little bit pricey, and honestly, to me and my preference, I think ham is better, but I do love it with chipped beef too. When it comes to a cheese ball, I literally will eat it with nothing but cream cheese and onion. I love cheese ball. Literally, even if it's not a holiday like now, even if it's not making it for something special or an event or a party, I sometimes at home, like when I go to the grocery store to pick up things for the kids, myself, we'll just go ahead and pick up the ingredients because it's not that expensive, and we'll mix up and make a bowl of cheese ball and just keep it in the refrigerator, cover it up, and we'll literally just buy crackers and kind of make it and eat it all on my own. But this time around, I kind of got a craving for cheese ball, so I did pick up the stuff at the store to make it. And JJ's mom is always asking me to make some randomly for her. She loves my cheese ball too, and I do normally make it, like I said, like at Thanksgiving, Christmas, if it's for a certain event. But I love it just myself here all the time. And like I said a little bit earlier in the video, I do have a second recipe. Let me get this fan. I do have a second recipe that requires only the cheese ball mix itself and black olives. Now, I don't know about you or any of the events or showers that maybe you have been to, but if you have ever seen little tortilla rolls that literally are like, they almost look like little pinwheels, it is the cheese ball filling mix and then black olives cut and you spread it out thin on a tortilla, you roll it up, set it in the fridge overnight or for a couple of hours for the cream cheese to kind of harden back up, and then you cut it into little round slices down the tortilla, and it's literally like little pickup sandwiches with cream cheese, onion, ham, and black olives in the middle. I can personally roll that out and make it for an everyday sandwich for me. I'm absolutely in love with it. Obviously, it's not very healthy to eat cream cheese and onion and ham like on a daily basis, but tortilla is not that bad for you. Black olives are kind of fattening. Cream cheese is obviously a little bit fattening, but that's not what this is about, hunty. This is about what tastes good, and so that's kind of what I wanted to show you guys. So the first thing that you are going to want to do to make a cheese ball like mine, if you want to try it out, if you've never made a cheese ball before and you just want to do something that's super easy, I literally just get the generic brand or the store brand of cream cheese. And normally just to make one for myself and then split it with like someone else, or to like I said, this time that I'm making it, I'm going to be giving some to JJ's mom. So I'm going to be using 3 blocks of cream cheese. 3 blocks. So I get the generic brand. You can get Philadelphia. You can get whatever your preference is. But I use the generic store brand, and honey, it is just as good for me. I know Walmart has a generic store brand. IGA, where I shop normally for my groceries, has the generic store brand. So I just get this because it's cheaper. Cream cheese can be kind of on the spendy side sometimes. And if I decide to make this just randomly throughout the week, then it's just easier to pick this up. 3 blocks of cream cheese, 1 pack of green onions with the little white ends and the green chives up here at the top. This was literally like $2 for a bag of these. You can get these. I know a lot of older people like JJ's mom and dad like to eat this with their soup beans and cornbread and things like that. I am from Kentucky, but I normally only buy these when I'm going to make a cheese ball, and it's going to be 1 pack of these. You won't even be using the whole pack. Literally, when I give JJ's mom her cheese ball, I'm going to give her the rest of these so they can eat them if they want them, because I only use enough for my cheese ball, and then they basically go to waste if I don't use them or if I don't give them away, because I only need what I need to put in my cheese ball, and they don't last really, really long in the fridge, I've noticed. It says you can pick me to add fresh flavor to soup, salads, potatoes, dips, and so much more. Equivalent to 2 bunches inside of this pack. Green onions, and literally these were really, really nice. Tips, bulbs at the end. Because I do cut off the little tips down here, and then I add all of this white part almost all the way up half of the stem when I'm adding this. So the white part obviously is going to blend into the cream cheese and fade in, and then the little green parts are kind of just like chives, but they add the color and they do add more flavor to your cheese ball as well. So literally right now all we have are 3 packs of cream cheese, 1 pack of green onions, and 1 pack of cooked ham. You can get, like I said, the deli meat ham. You can get the generic cheapest brand of ham there is, as long as it is like able to be cut up and diced up. The second option for ham is to already get it in little cubes like this. Now, when I picked this up, I got it to make my chef salad, because here at the house we make chef salads. I'll put chunks of grilled chicken, ham, boiled eggs, cheese, and make just a big salad sometimes on summer nights for JJ and I. And when I do that, I like to have this diced cubed ham. It's just really good in a salad. It's easy to stab with your fork, so it's a little bit bigger and it's not quite as thin. But if you want to make it easy on yourself and you'd like to have bigger chunks of ham and just give it a different texture or flavor, you can do this. Now, because I had this on hand from having salad, I went ahead and added a little bit of this and the pack of cooked ham that I picked up at the grocery store. So there's a little bit of both in my cheese ball this time, but literally you can do either one. You don't have to do both. And you can always do, if you want to do like a turkey flavored, you can, but I have never done that. So if you don't like ham and you don't like cheese ball, obviously this probably isn't going to be for you, but you can alternate anything that you don't want in this for something else. But the onion is really what gives it the biggest amount of flavor. But I did try it earlier when I just had the ham and the cream cheese in it, because JJ doesn't like onion, and I thought that it was really good and thought it would be really good with crackers just with the ham and cream cheese. When you let that cream cheese soften and let the ham really soak into that flavoring, I think it's really good that way. So if you're not an onion person, I did try it earlier without onion and did not think that it tasted bad at all. It's just like a spread for your crackers or Triscuits or something like that. I don't think that it is bad. So just a heads up on that. If you're not an onion person, you can leave the onion out, in my personal opinion, and it still tastes good with cream cheese and the ham just cut up really fine, mixed in and made out like a spread. So again, if you're not an onion person, you can leave those out. I have personally tried it with just the ham and cream cheese, and I don't know what it is that complements each other so much that makes it taste so good with the salty butter cracker. But just ham and cream cheese, when the cream cheese is softened and the ham is so cut up and fine and mixed in well with that cream cheese, they just complement each other so well. So literally, guys, it is these 3 ingredients is all that I use to make a cheese ball. So to start off, like I said, you're going to want to take out, first of all, the most important part actually. When I first started making cheese balls, I made it extremely hard on myself. Now, if you do not choose or do not trust to set your cream cheese out a couple of hours before, the night before, if you're going to make it in the morning, like literally it needs to sit out until it is as soft as butter, to where you can stick your finger in it and it will go all the way through like butter. I used to make this so hard on myself. I would wait until I was going to make a cheese ball, get the cream cheese out of the refrigerator, and literally take it out and put it in as hard as a rock like this. I would cut it like once down the middle and then chop up all my ingredients and then go to mix it. And I would literally have to put on like disposable gloves that I would buy to clean the house with, because I always keep really long fingernails, or I would normally have fake nails on. So when I would go to squeeze and mold and make my cheese ball, it would be all over my hands. It would be caked up underneath my fingernails. So just in a personal preference to make this easier on yourself, set your cream cheese out overnight. If you are going to make your cheese ball in that afternoon, then set it out in the morning. If you are going to make it in the morning, set it out that night before you go to sleep. I promise you that it is not going to hurt the cream cheese. It is not going to make you sick. All it is going to do is soften this hard block and make it a lot easier on you to make and mix and blend together. As you can see, this is kind of what I have right now. I didn't want to have you all sit and watch me just sit and chop and blend all of these ingredients, because it is literally only 3, but I did save the very end for you all so you all can see the easiest way that I kind of put in the last bit of cream cheese and the way that I mold it, and also that extra recipe that I'm throwing in that is ate with tortillas and kind of called like pinwheels, that you can try to make maybe at your next event or your next holiday if people in your home like cheese balls. So again, what I did was I took my green stems, I took the white ends of my onion, and I took my ham cubes, I took my thin ham and chopped it up as fine and into little squares as I could. And I did let my cream cheese sit out, literally, you guys, overnight. Like, I just let it sit out. When I was a little girl, my mom used to leave cream cheese like butter sitting on our countertop and would eat it with Triscuits just throughout the day. It really is not, I don't know how, when my grandmother makes cheesecakes, she will let her cream cheese sit out, you guys, for 24 something hours before she makes them. And honey, I've ate plenty of that cheesecake and it does not hurt me one time. I don't know what it is about cream cheese, but it is not going to hurt you if you let it sit out and soften. It just makes it a lot easier to work with anytime you're using cream cheese. If you get it straight out of the refrigerator and you start working with it in a block form, it is going to make for a lot harder time. Like I said, I used to sit and have to mold and crunch. Now all I have to do is put it in a bowl, literally take a spatula, and this is as soft as butter, you guys. Literally like it's like a cake batter. It's so soft. I've not had to put my hands in that one time, all because I let my cream cheese soften before I started this project. So just a little tip, that's the number one tip that I can give you guys, is let your cream cheese soften. Like I said, I used to not do that, and I would be in here with gloves or in here with all my rings off, wash my hands, and having to do this by hand. I remember many times before New Year's, before Christmas Eve, trying to make a cheese ball for my family and not thinking about letting my cream cheese sit out and get soft. And again, if you don't trust that, like I said, pick up a pair of gloves if you have nails, or if you just don't want to use your hands and have the cream cheese to get all over you, because girl, it will. Make sure that you just pick up a pair of gloves like you would clean your house with or whatever if you don't want to get cream cheese all over you, because if you don't let this baby soften, you will have to take your hands or a fork or some firm pressure. Secondly, when it goes to be time to mold your cheese ball into an actual ball, a lot of people like to set their cheese ball out on platters. A lot of people like to put little crackers and things around them. A lot of people like to cover them in cheese or nuts. You can do whatever you want. A cheese ball, honey, is like your makeup, like your palette. You can do it however you want. It is your baby. Create it, put in it what you want. But just a simple little easy trick for you. When you have your cream cheese softened and once it is all mixed together, what I actually do with the third pack of cream cheese, when you start off making this, I literally only put the 2 packs in it, okay? I cut them in half so it looks like 4 little cubes. So I put 4 cubes, then I'd first dice up my ham as finely as I can, add a few cubes of the cubed ham, diced ham, and then once I have all of that mixed together, really soft, really fine, then I go in with my onion. Well, I save the very last pack of cream cheese till the very end. Once I have all of this all mixed together and really, really fine, shredded, mixed in there, my ham, my green onion, my chives, the onion part of it, all of it mixed together, what I'm going to do for the last and final step with the third block of cream cheese is add, normally when I go to do the onion, I will add half of it. So once I have all the ham in the 2 blocks, then I will add half of the third pack to the onion. And I know this seems like odd, like why wouldn't you just go ahead and put all the cream cheese? But the less cream cheese that you have in it as you're mixing it, it just makes it easier to get it all mixed in together. The more cream cheese that you have in there, that's more that you have to mix right at the very first. So now that I have this paste already done with the 2.5 blocks of cream cheese, all I have left to add is my last block. It is soft as butter, you guys. I could squeeze my fingers all the way through it. And now all I'm gonna have to do, so good, you guys, so good. It has so much flavor and it's crazy because it's only 3 ingredients. Now, all I have to do is take the very last half of my block of cream cheese, and I'm going to kind of give you guys a visual of this. What I'm going to do with it is take my little spatula and just cut it down the very center, and then one more time across to make 4 little itsy bitsy tiny blocks of cream cheese. And the reason why I wait and do this, you guys, I know that it seems like, why wouldn't you just add it all? Because at the very end, when it comes time to look at this, look how soft and easy. It literally is just like butter. I cannot express to you guys enough how easy like this is to work with, just by simply leaving it out a couple hours before, the night before, however you want to work with it. It is just so super easy, like literally no pressure at all. It just falls apart, and it's so easy to work with. And make sure before you start this project, let me also say that you have a spatula. A spatula is going to be your best friend when it comes. The reason why I wait to add my last little half block of cream cheese is because now that all of these flavors have absorbed and they've sat and they've soaked together, and the last final little half block of cream cheese is what's really going to mold and mix and make my ball of cream, like however that sounds. I know that sounds weird. So let me see the best way I can show you guys this. So the reason why I wait and add that last block, you guys, is because when I go now to mold and make this into a firm ball, there is so much flavor and compact just ham and onion everywhere that basically, the best way I guess I can explain this is basically waiting till the end. And look how, I mean, it literally, guys, is just like ice cream. Like, it's so soft, and by making it that soft, it's just so much easier to work with. But again, the reason why I wait and do the very last half at the very end is because when I go this, and how I'm going to form it is by putting it in a plate and putting it in the refrigerator. And that is what is going to hold its shape. And it's literally whenever I let it sit overnight back to get it back hard to form its like ball shape. The plastic bag or wax paper, whichever you have, is going to literally just peel off of it. But the reason why I waited to add the very last block, and I'm going to go ahead and show you, I just wanted you to see how easy this was with a spatula to mix without having to use your hands, without having, you know, to really get really nasty and dirty. All I'm having to do is basically fold this into each other at this point. And because I had it so fine and soft, adding this last little bit of cream cheese in here now is, like I said, what's going to kind of just give it back its cream cheese rich flavor and not let the onion overpower it so heavy. And again, like I said, guys, that spatula, look how she scrapes the sides of the bowl. Like, literally, you can start to form your ball for your cheese ball just with your spatula on the inside of this bowl, and just by scraping the sides and, like I said, kind of folding it up and on top of each other. And then, like I said, you can take wax paper or a plastic baggie now and just make sure that you get that last little cube of cream cheese in there mixed in, folded in really well. And like I said, that's just going to kind of take the onion and that ham flavor and not let it be overpowered so much, so you still get that rich cream cheese flavor. And again, like I said, I'm going to take a plastic baggie for this time, but you can also use wax paper. Literally just scrape the sides of the bowl, and then I can flip it right over onto wax paper, fold the wax paper up and form it into the ball and stick it into the refrigerator, and then let it sit till it gets back cold, back hard. And then that wax paper, you guys, is just going to fold right off the sides. The same with the plastic baggie. Either one that you choose to use, it is going to literally just fold right off the sides of your cheese ball once you have it formed. And like I said, that now that my cream cheese is just so soft, all I'm doing literally is just folding the rest of these ingredients into it. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you guys, literally, if you like black olives, if you like tortillas, if you love cheese ball, this is going to be for you. And this might also be a little something you can snazz up and take as something different with your cheese ball mix. And something that you may just want to try and eat at home if you love rich foods, if you love cheese ball yourself. I'm telling you guys, like, I can make this for myself for dinner on a nightly. But the easiest way to make it is going to be when your cheese ball is soft like this, because you're literally going to take this ingredient and you're going to spread it out on a tortilla. You're going to take a can or jar, however you have it, of black olives, drain some of the juice, and chop up probably, I would say, about 5 or 6. And this is how it is going to look when you are done. Literally like a little cheese ball pizza, and the black olives kind of remind me of pepperoni. But all I've done is take my flour tortilla, about an 8-inch burrito style. I spread my cream cheese, onions, ham, and then topped it with some cut up black olives from my can. Now, all I'm literally doing is tucking the sides and rolling this baby. Rolling it just like I would anything, basically. So, as you can see, just here from the side, just rolling it up, just like so, just rolling it. I'm squeezing it in as nice and tight as I can. And if you want to, like I said, I just kind of did a thin layer, but you get thicker if you want. You can, this is, I mean, it's your food. You can make it however you want. You can make it thick. You can make it thin. I'm going to show you guys the finished product in just a second, but I did go ahead and make myself 2 of these to eat on tomorrow. I absolutely love these. My mom and grandma actually introduced these to me. They are so good on finger foods. But it's literally your cheese ball mix with some black olives topped and a flour tortilla. Here is the finished product. All I did was roll this bad boy up, packed with black olives and the cheese ball ingredients. And now let me show you guys what your finished product is going to be. when you go to cut this thing in half, let me try to take some of this light off. Do you guys see that? Do you see how yummy? So that is your cheese ball ingredient with little dices of black olives mixed into a white flour tortilla. Like I said, I used about an 8-inch burrito style. And as you could see when I had it all laid out, it kind of looked like a pizza with black olives. And like I said, you can make it a thin or a thick layer. This is just another ideal as a finger food. You can stick little toothpicks in these. You can have these to pick up as finger foods. But just a little ideal for you guys. When I eat this at home by myself, I can just eat it just like this, just like a little burrito. But the way that you actually serve these is once I roll this up like this, I'm going to set it in the fridge. And you can make a couple of these, but I'm going to set it in the fridge for at least a couple of hours until the cream cheese mixture kind of hardens back and forms inside of the tortilla like this one. This one has actually been in the fridge for a couple of hours. I made it a little bit earlier just to be able to kind of show you guys. But as you can see, it is all mixed up so pretty. You can see the little pinwheel in it. I've cut it in half. And now I'm going to show you guys, because it is hardened back, this is exactly how they look. Like, look how super cute. So they are literally just, let me kind of take this light down a notch or two and see how this looks, if you guys can see it a little bit easier. So now you have your little cheese ball pinwheels with black olives in them. They are so cute from the sides. They literally can lay out on your little platters, on your little trays, just like so. You can serve them with toothpicks. You can serve them just as pickup sandwiches by themselves. And they literally are just the tortilla, little chunks of black olive. And let me tell you, if you like black olives, the black olives are what make these things. I'm telling you, literally, you guys, this is just adding what? 3 ingredients for the cheese ball, then black olives and tortillas. So simple, so good. Your mouth just explodes with flavor, I'm telling you. And this is just another way that you can eat your cheese ball without a cracker. You're basically putting it on a tortilla, adding some black olives. I've actually seen people in the past that have put black olives in their cheese ball mixture. You can do that too if you're a big black olive fan. But here is the finished product. It is a little pinwheel. You can see all the different layers and design of green onion, the black olives, and like I said, this has just been in the fridge for a couple of hours. These are not like easy to fall apart. They're easy to pick up for baby showers, weddings, church activities, holidays, and they are so good. Guys, it's the middle of the week and I made these for myself just to eat around the house. They are so good. They are not awful in calories, but you're not counting calories on special occasions anyways. And I just wanted to have a special occasion for myself and show you guys. And like I said, I had enough mixture to make a couple of these, as well as I'm going to be forming and making a cheese ball. So when you use those just 3 blocks of cream cheese have made, so far I've got 2 tortilla rolls and enough to make another tortilla roll if I wanted, and 2 cheese balls. By the time I split this up and wrap it into a ball, this is a pretty thick size bowl. This literally, you guys, has been 3 blocks of cream cheese softened. When it softens, it spreads out so much farther. Like I said, just like butter. Make sure you have a spatula so that you can scrape these sides really well and fold this cheese into each other. And that is basically it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this little short tutorial on the easiest way to make cheese ball, another way to eat cheese ball. And you can call these pinwheels, you can call them cheese ball rolls, you can call it whatever you want to. This is just a little family secret recipe that I know my mom and grandma made for me. They are delicious. I'm telling you guys. Mmm, 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 mmm. Excuse me. I couldn't look at it any longer, so I apologize. I had to eat that. But again, just a can of black olives, drained, dice them up, pack of green onions, cut the tips off, a couple of the white parts, and a little bit of your green chives, a pack of regular cooked ham like you would put on a white bread or any kind of sandwich. If you want to, you can also pick up shredded cheese. And as you make your cheese ball, you can cover it in a shredded cheese if you want to for when you go to harden it back. Tortillas, if you want to try to make some of the little cheese ham roll-ups. Other than that, let's get right into how we are going to form this cheese ball roll. Cheese ball roll. This is the roll. And literally, again, spread it out like a pizza, roll it out, and now all I'm going to do is set this in the fridge back on this plate. You can cut these as thin or as wide as you want. You can make them a little wider if you want to, or you can make them as thin as you want, depending on how far you want them to go. Like if you're sharing them with someone and you want to kind of make them go a little bit farther, you can cut them. But now that this is set, guys, it just cuts in perfect little wheels. The bread stays good and moist and nice because of the cream cheese and stuff in the middle. I could literally eat this just like this, and probably am going to. But again, it has little chunks of black olives, and then all that is your cheese ball mix with a white flour tortilla. And again, if you're going to share these and be kind, all you have to do is cut them into a little bit of thinner pieces, or if you want, for however many you're going to make, instead of a cheese ball, if you want to change it up, you can make them a little bit thicker. And these are perfect little pickup sandwiches for parties, church events, like I said, holidays. But let's move on to making your cheese ball. You can also make both, or if you can do just all the cheese ball rolls. But for the regular cheese ball, like I said, wax paper or a plastic baggie, just like so. And all I'm going to do is roll the top of the plastic baggie down to where when I go to put the cheese ball in here, I'm not getting it all over the side mess. So now all I've basically done is turned it into like a sandwich size baggie, except it obviously is a bigger size baggie. I don't use a really expensive one. I just use one of them that I would like put the kids as snacks down in or something like that, because all I'm going to be doing with this is ripping it off, because once this goes into the refrigerator, it's going to harden and this is going to peel off just like, I'm sorry, but the thought that came to mind was like kind of like when you have a sunburn and your skin peels off. I know that's disgusting to think about with this video, but that's just kind of where my mind went. So literally, once this goes in the fridge and sits a couple hours, your cheese ball is going to harden back up. The cream cheese is going to harden back up, and you will literally just peel this plastic bag right off, lay it on your tray, cover it with crackers, and you are done. And it is so good, I'm telling you. So now what I'm going to do, just make sure that like I said, the reason why I saved that little bit for last is simply so it kind of has that really good cream cheese flavor right there at the end. Sorry about my ring light. I didn't realize that it was up on my camera like that. Okay. Now that she is mixed and she is beautiful and great, like I said, I'm going to kind of surprise JJ's mom with some of this because she is always asking me to make it. And I haven't in a while, because with these two toddlers of mine, it is sometimes hard to just sit and chop all of the ingredients up. That is really the most time consuming part of this, is cutting all that ham up really fine, washing and dicing all the onions up really fine, because the finer that you make the pieces, the more that it is going to just spread through the cream cheese better, and the better that it's going to taste. So again, like the better you can dice it up, the better it is. But if you do go ahead and get the pre-diced ham, obviously that's going to save you a little bit of time. But sometimes I like the thinner ham, but I did a little bit of both this time. But the thinner ham, I feel like just spreads on a cracker really well. So just maybe try both, or just do either that's easier for you or that you. But they are both asleep now, so I'm finally getting this finished up after working on it today. So I just wanted to share it with you guys. But again, this is literally, you guys, just the 3 blocks of cream cheese. I've been able to make 2 cheese roll-ups with my tortillas, and now I'm going to be able to make 2 cheese balls out of this on top of that. And maybe even 1 more tortilla roll just for the heck of it for myself. I like to snack on little light things like that through the day, because the kids don't really give me a lot of time like to sit in anything. I'm always kind of chasing after them and taking care of them. But a medium-sized bowl about holds it. You all have seen what I've been working with. If you want to just have 1 big cheese ball, like if you're going to take this to an event, obviously that is going to be enough and going to be a nice little bit for you to take once it is all molded up and round and beautiful. If you were going to cover this with something, let me just say, you would have to lay down either your cutting board, a piece of wax paper, and lay the cheese nuts, whatever you're going to use, down. Then I would literally take this and just plop it down on top of it and roll it all in it. And then I would cover it still with the baggie, stick it down in here and kind of mold it still more, stick it in the fridge and still peel it off. But I'm not putting anything over mine. I had thought about using some of my shredded cheese, but I think this is so good this time that I'm just not going to put anything on it. All I'm literally going to do is just take the half that I'm going to send to Lisa, JJ's mom, and I'm going to put it in that bag, and then the rest of it I'm just going to leave in this bowl for myself because I don't care if it's molded and pretty, but because I'm sending this to her, I want it to be obviously a little bit nicer. Let me remember how I had this. Okay. So again, bag half folded down just to refrain from getting it all over the sides. Now all I'm going to do is take the cheese ball and kind of keep it more towards one corner of the bag. It just makes it a little bit easier on you. Take another scoopful. And you can kind of use your fingers. Let me just kind of show you that. Use your fingers as you're doing this and kind of scrape off the sides into the bag with the spatula. Just like so. And this literally, guys, if you will let this stuff sit, it is just so much easier. I can't believe I would sit with hard blocks of cream cheese and just mix this with my fingers. It was like so, like I dreaded having to make cheese ball for my family because I just made it so hard on myself. You literally can let this stuff sit and it is not going to hurt anything, and it's just so much easier to work with. Okay, one more scoopful. Now, she's the only one that eats this at the house. So I'm literally just making this for her. And I'm the only one that eats it here. So I almost would just make us one big one and then set it tonight and then cut it and split it with her tomorrow because it's just probably easier that way than me having it open in the fridge like this. So again, this might be kind of what you're working with at this point because literally, you guys, this cheese ball is a messy thing no matter what you do, gloves, no gloves, whatever. But as you can see, even with the top of this bag rolled down, the bottom half is a complete nasty mess. All you're going to want to do is scrunch up that top that's clean, kind of push out all of the air from the bag, and literally just take your fingers like a frosting bag and scoop everything down to the bottom that's kind of latched onto the sides or that hasn't hooked onto your cheese ball as you scooped it in. Literally just taking your fingers and pushing it all down like you would like a pipe bag of frosting. Push it all down to the bottom until you have it in this gorgeous little corner of the baggie. Now, because this is so soft and gorgeous, I can literally mold it into anything I want. I could make a heart if I wanted to and set it in the fridge like that. But I'm obviously just going to make it really simple and make it into a ball. Again, the corner of the bag is going to be the easiest because when I go to cut this and rip it off tomorrow, it's just easier to have it all on one side of the bag plainly. So I'm just, again, scooting everything like I would a piped bag of frosting down to the corner of this baggie. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And while it's soft, I can kind of just flatten it out however I want. And then I'm going to set it in the fridge just like this. And it's literally just going to take a couple of hours and it will be hard and it will be ready to have the plastic peeled off. If I can, I will try to make a part 2 to this and show you guys the finished product and how it looks. But I think you guys can kind of envision it. That is all that I have for you guys. I hope that you try this. I hope that you know that it is so delicious, so easy. I hope you guys also enjoyed the cheese ball roll-ups that I made with the tortillas and black olives. I promise you, if you are a black olive fan, that you will love this. It is my favorite. It is a light, awesome snack and a different way to eat your cheese ball. But I love you guys all so much. I hope that this was an easy, cool tutorial for you guys to learn how to make cheese ball a little bit easier on yourself. If you do try any of this or if you have any add-ins that I should try, make sure to leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, if I did okay, if you thought this was a neat idea, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys on the next one. Let me know how good your cheese ball is. I'll see you guys later.